All right, everybody, are you ready? This is what we have all been waiting for. This is going to be the design on the polygel extensions that I applied. And I am going to start out with wiping them down. And then I will be applying a base coat. The base coat that I'm going to be using is from Evie's Patty Gel. And I'm just going to start off with a thin coat on each nail, making sure I get a nice even coverage from sidewall to sidewall. And this is just me checking to see if there's enough product on there to go to the next nail. I do this on all 5 of my fingers. As I'm putting on this base coat, I'm just admiring how they look just with the polish over them, the clear polish. And I was so tempted to leave them like this, but knowing me, that's never gonna work out for me. I'm always super extra, and so I had to doll them up and glam them out. And I tried so hard, and I had everything in me that kept me from just putting all kinds of bling on there. And this is actually the first time where I've done a design that I didn't pull out all kinds of different supplies like charms, stickers, bling. I only pulled out the items I was going to use for this design. So I gotta pat myself on the back for that one because I was pretty proud. I stuck with the theme, and I stuck with the design that I had in mind. Plus, I didn't want to ruin the integrity of the polygel application because, to be honest with you, I love this rose gold polygel that I got in the mystery box with Miss Katie. And this is my first time using the Born Pretty polygel. And I did get it in a little polygel starter kit, so I will probably be doing a video on that later. But this is the green. This is going to be the base on the color of the nude nail. It is color 1052 from Gellin. It is from my Emerald collection, one that I have swatched, and it was like one of my first couple videos that I swatched this, where I think it was my ASMR attempt when I really was learning and not too savvy on recording or you even using any kind of editing app. So I've since grown and learned little by little I will get it. And I gotta thank you, Sugar, for all of your sound advice and all of your helpful hints, because without those, I don't think I would have been able to figure it out. All right, so here I am going in on another coat of that green. I will be doing this same thing on my thumbnail, but FYI, my phone ended up dying. I guess I didn't realize that my phone was pretty low on charge when I did record this part of the nail design. But just so you know, I did the same thing on the thumbnail, and I did it for the same for the same fingers on the right hand. So now I've got that second coat on. I'm just going to clean it up with my micro tip Q-tip, making sure that my sides are nice and neat. I did say I have a peel off base coat on here, so I didn't want to let the gel flow into my cuticle or sidewalls, because when it comes to taking them off, it'll be nearly impossible. And then this is the color I chose to use on top of the green nail. Here you see I do attempt to just try this new silicone tool that I got just because I wanted to try it. And it started off okay. And then I realized that it just wasn't applying evenly enough for me. And then like I just kept on trying to like pat it and pat it and pat it into place, and then I end up scraping it off, and then bloop, there goes the silicone head. So that didn't work, and then here I am just trying to take off the rest of the product to see if I can fill in those gaps. So then I try to just do it with the spongy side to see if I can get the chrome effect that I want. This is a holographic collection that I got from Temu. And I'm not happy with that. So I'm just going to redo this. I'm going to try this Coty's Chrome Mirror Top Gel and see how well that one works. When I do this, I only cure it for 15 seconds in the lamp. That way I have an opportunity to adhere the chrome powder. This is, so like I said, this is my first time using it as a chrome topper. I think I've used it like just to try to swatch, and I didn't want to look for my other top coat, so I just used this. It was the closest thing to me. And then I'm also making sure that I have an even coverage of this and there is none leaking out onto my sidewalls. And then we'll see what happens with this one. And then I'm just cleaning up the sides to make sure that I can keep that sharp, crisp edge. I really did love these nails. Like, they turned out super cute. So now I'm going to go in, but I'm going to start with the sponge side. I first just add whatever's on that silicone top. And then I just go in with the sponge side with product just so I can apply it evenly. And this worked a little bit better. On my right hand, I did just semi-cure the color base. And I did that for 30 seconds. Then I applied it, and I feel like I got a better application on that side. And this is supposed to be like the unicorn holographic color collection. And to be honest, like the jars, they come pretty sparse. So if you're gonna use them, use them. If you intend to have like a favorite one, I suggest buying a whole bunch of the favorite one, but that's what it's looking like. I think it looks really nice. And then I'm just gonna go and try to clean off the extra glitter that I have put on my finger, but didn't just decided that that's probably not gonna work out, because glitter, you know, glitter, we all love glitter, and we know it gets everywhere, and I'm okay with that. My husband, on the other hand, he sometimes is like, damn it, there's glitter everywhere. But that's pretty much the story of my life. And then I'm just going to top it with this chrome mirror finish mirror gel to seal it in. After I have cured that, then I start in with this Luminous XEIJAYI Spider Gel. I did get this in a collection, and I gotta tell you that if you've never worked with spider gel, it can be pretty tricky. But right now I'm just still applying that top coat, making sure that it covers all of the glitter. I really just want to seal that glitter in before I start going in on any other design. That way I don't risk losing any of the glitter that's been applied to the nail already. So I'm just making sure I get a nice thin coat, but make sure that it's also even. cleaning up the sides. Sorry, I'm out of focus there. I didn't realize I wasn't in the camera view. And then I'm just going to hold it upside down to keep it from running into the sidewalls, and also to kind of like self-level a little bit. Even though it was a really thin coat, I still wanted to do this because I wanted to keep the apex of the nail that I had the same. So it's just a slight apex, and these are a straight dual form, so they are not curved at all. This is actually the second time that I've used these dual forms, and I only got the medium because I have a big ceremony this weekend. We are celebrating the life of my grandmother, so I didn't want to have like extremely long nails, because I know there was a lot of things that I was going to have to do to prepare for that, and serving and running around with the kids and all of that. So here I am. This is like a spider gel brush, and it's a wire headed brush, but I didn't have them spread apart the way I should have. And I guess I should have thought about that before I started this design. And this is after me figuring out that it's just not going to work. So I set it down and I just grabbed my dotting tool. And over the glitter pinky, I am going to just go back and forth in like diagonal and opposite lines to kind of like make it look like a crisscross effect. Now these do not glow in the dark, but they are luminescent, which means in the black light they will glow. So I think my kids will get a kick out of this, because they do have a black light in their room, and sometimes they sleep with it on for a night light. So I'll be like, look at mommy's nails, and then they'll be all happy. And this is just going side by side. I'm pretty much just really here getting the hang of how to use this. I've tried using spider gel one other time, but now here with the ombre nails, I just go over the glitter slightly in like an X formation, because again, like I said, I didn't want to take away from the design. But my dress is going to be green for this event, so I kind of wanted to stick with that theme. And this is actually pretty fun to play with right here. It takes just a little bit of patience, and then gauging the thickness of that little stringy thing. And just going to put that away, let these cure for 60 seconds. And then it doesn't show because, like I said, my phone died, but I do go in with the patty gel top coat. And while I do that, I put a thick coat and kind of encapsulate the spider gel. And then I'll put my finger upside down for like about 30 seconds and let that kind of fill in where the spider gel was, because I didn't want like too lumpy of a nail. And so this is where my phone dies. If you watched it to here, I do appreciate everything. I do appreciate you watching my videos. I do appreciate all of your comments. And I will be going live soon, so stay tuned. I just kind of want to build my courage up and get a really good plan to create a beautiful and amazing design. So like I said, this is my thumbnail. And this is the second coat. This is where I figured out that I could just semi-cure the gel polish and then go in with the glitter holographic powder. This was a really fun set. I will leave pictures of the end result. I'll probably make a short out of it. But I do appreciate all of your support. Thank you, Nana Ange. Thank you, Sugared Eclipse. Thank you, Lip Smacking Nails. Thank you, Christine. Thank you, Jennifer. Thank you, Alicia. Thank you, everybody who has been a part. Thank you, Karina, my glitter sister. I know you'll appreciate this design. It's right up your alley. And thank you, Sarah, for all of your lovely swatches and colors. I really enjoy all your videos. I just want to thank everybody who has been with me along this whole entire journey since day one. I know I haven't been doing this for very long, but for the time that I have been doing it, I have come across some of the most amazing and supportive group of women. And to be honest, without all of the motivation and support from you guys, I probably would have never made it this far. Thank you to my husband for putting up with all of my shenanigans. Thank you to my mom for always being my #1 fan. Thank you to my babies for also being my #1 fans. And so here you see like the successful application of the glitter. And it's gonna cut off in about 60 seconds. So I just wanted to let you guys see this before I did stop the video. And before I did stop talking, because I don't do too much talking all the time, but sometimes I do run my mouth. And this is going to be one of those times. But yeah, look at how pretty that is, you guys. So that was the trick. It was to semi-cure the polish and then just adhere it to the sticky layer. And then I go in and I cure it again for the other 30 seconds. And then I'm just going to get my hand file and I'm just going to pull that glitter off the side. Even though it's not gel, it was a really quick removal to take off the extra chrome powder alongside the nail and the cuticle. And I'm just adding more glitter because you can never have enough glitter, right? Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Love ya. Bye.